Welcome to SVSN, your news source for all of you out there in the Valley. I'm Devin Gregg.
And I'm Morgan Merritt. We have some excellent pieces lined up for you today.
Yes, we do, such as reports from our sister schools and other reports from our top-notch reporters out in the field.
We'll bring you sports reports from Aaliyah Pelfrey, alumni spotlight with Lauren Hopkins, and a visit from our local historian, Jeremy Farmer.
Now out to reporter Katie Stolzenberg at Jasper, where we're going to hear about just how our little Red Streaks are doing. Katie?
Thank you, Morgan and Devin. I'm here with the Piketon musical director, Jesse Hablitzel, preparing for the elementary musical. So how are you today?
Good, how are you?
Good, I'm doing good. How did you get started in theater?
Well, I was in all of the productions I could be in when I was at Piketon as a student, elementary and high school, and just it's where my husband and I met and fell in love. So we've just kind of been active in it ever since. And then a few years ago when they were doing Wizard of Oz, I was asked to help, and so kind of got roped into doing that. We've been doing it for 6 years. This will be our 11th show Piketon directing.
How do you pick the themes?
Well, we try to pick things, of course, that we like, that audiences are familiar with. We always just kind of vary it from year to year. We don't really think about the kids coming in more than what we think about, what's going to be challenging for us, and what artistically do we want to try again for the next year and things like that. So different thing depending on our mood sometimes.
Do you know what the theme is this year?
The show this year is going to be Jungle Book for the elementary, and we just got finished with auditions last night.
How does it feel to you personally when you see them progress?
It's amazing. Going through all the audition process is very difficult because you have to cut kids that you may like and know and really get along with. But we just can't keep everyone. It's just too much for the time frame that we do it in. So, but just kids that come back every year and audition, and they've taken your feedback and they've done better the next year. It's one of the best things about the job. And then also seeing kids that I'm still in contact with that have graduated and gone on even to go into maybe film production or to do some acting. I have some kids that are now getting paid to act, so that's kind of cool. So it is very rewarding. That's one of the biggest reasons why we do the job.
Well, that's very good. What are you looking forward to this year in the musical?
Well, Jungle Book, from what I'm hearing from other people, seems to be a very popular Disney show. So we're excited about that part of it. Artistically, we're doing a little bit differently. We're not making it look so cartoonish. We're going for more very artistic look and having it kind of replicate things that you would see in like the Lion King musical. So the characters will still look like people, but they will look like people from the Indian jungle that are still animals too. So artistically, we're excited about that.
How much work do you guys put into not only the elementary, but just every musical?
A lot. We are busy 9 months out of the year, and through the summertime, my husband and I will read scripts and we'll listen to musicals and music all the time. It's kind of just trying to just become a family thing. So it's a lot of work. We have a lot of good parent support, and the administration and teachers, for the most part, are very supportive. We've learned a lot from the first year that we've done this. So we've learned how to do things more efficiently. We still have lots we can improve on, but we've learned a lot along the way, and it's a lot of work. Once we get to production, those last 2 weeks of production week and the week of the shows, we're here 6 days a week, nonstop, every evening for 6 or 7 hours. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, and I think people that come to a show, they think, oh, well, that was cute. Well, they don't realize you've probably got about 40, 50 rehearsal hours in each child. You've spent that much time with each kid trying to get them where they know their lines, they know their songs, costumes are done, sets are done, and we have to tear down the stage and put up the stage every year, twice a year. So that part becomes a lot of work, but we don't ever sit down and figure out how much we make an hour. We do it because we love it, and we do it because it's really good for the kids.
When are the dates for the musical?
Upcoming show will be November 9th and 10th. We do 2 shows on that Saturday, probably at 1 o'clock and 6 o'clock. Times are not definite right now. And then Sunday afternoon always ends up being our biggest show. On November 10th will be at 2 o'clock. All seats are $6. They have been for the last few years that we've been doing it. So it's a pretty reasonable rate, way cheaper than taking your family to a movie, and way better entertainment. I think live entertainment needs to kind of make its comeback. And so it's an entertaining show. Even if you don't know anyone in the musical, I encourage you to come out and watch it, because it's just, the kids put a lot of work into it. I mean, it's just as much work as any sport. So it's not, but they only get one shot to do it. Whereas if you lose your football game, you get to try again next week. If they mess up one show, they only have 2 more, and it's right there together. So come out, support them. It's the only way their program stays alive.
Well, thank you for your time and good luck.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Katie. We always love getting good reports from Jasper.
Oh, I have to agree. So many great memories there.
Now we're heading out to Zons with our reporter Jordan Pendleton.
Out to you, JP.
Thanks, Devin and Morgan. I'm here at Zons Corner Middle School to give you a look at the 2013 Pump, Pass, and Kick competition and tell you what all the competition is about. The Pump, Pass, and Kick competition starts off at Zons Corner Middle School. The winners of each age group at Zons move on to a sectional competition at Piketon. And then the top 4 of the 5 sectional competitions go to compete at the Bengals game. Well, the students' performances look great. Hopefully we'll see some red streaks at the Bengals game. Back to you guys.
Wow, what a great report. Good to see the Red Streaks Athletics are going strong district-wide.
Punt, pass, and kick is always a big deal at Zons, and past winners range from high school receiver Zach Jordan to softball player Adrian Dunn.
Absolutely. Always a lot of pride and effort put into the punt, pass, and kick competition over at Zons.
There always is. But we have one more school to hear a report from.
Absolutely. Now we're going to send it out to reporter Ashley Lawhorn here at Piketon Junior Senior High School. Ashley?
Thank you, Devin and Morgan. This week, Mr. K announced his 5th annual Streaks and Geeks trip. The trip will be available to all 8th grade students and any students that have not yet attended. Students must have a GPA of at least 3.0. On this trip, you will be visiting Antietam Battlefield, Gettysburg Battlefield, Washington, D.C., Mount Vernon, and Monticello. The trip is the week of June 12th. It will be a 4-day, 3-night trip. The cost will be $450 for the whole trip. There will be a down payment of $100, and students will be expected to bring spending money. If any student has further questions, email Mr. Clinker at aclinker@piketon.k12.oh.us. In other news, on the high school side, the new class officers have been elected for the junior and senior class. The senior class officers are President Morgan Merritt, Vice President Kaylin Jenkins, Secretary Megan McJunkin, Treasurer Jake Neal. Junior officers, President Maddie Reed, Vice President Adria Dunn, Secretary Ashley Lawhorn, and Treasurer Abby Crothers. Congratulations to this year's new class officers. Back to you, Morgan and Devin.
It's great to see that the school government is falling into place.
I'm really looking forward to see how all of our officers carry out their duties.
Me too. And now for a special report.
We're going out to Maddie Chandler for Ohio Top 50 Jobs Report.
Thank you, Morgan and Devin. I'm here with Tom Kelly, who works at Walmart as a pharmacist. It's nice to have you here.
Thank you.
Where did you go to high school?
I went to high school at Ironton High School.
Oh. What made you want to pursue a career in pharmacy?
Well, I've always had a desire to work in the medical field, also to enjoy helping people. Not big on the blood and needles and so forth, but this is one way to give back to the community and be involved in their health care and improve their lifestyles and make an impact, throughout the medical professions.
That's great. Where did you go to college?
Actually went to undergrad at Alice Lloyd College, which is in Kentucky. Graduated there, with my biology degree, and then went on to Ohio State University. Graduated there with my bachelor's in pharmacy.
How long did it take you to get your degree in it?
Forever. It actually took about just under 8 years total to get it, and now it takes around 7 to 8 years to obtain your PharmD degree.
How long have you worked as a pharmacist?
Oh, I've been a pharmacist. I graduated in 2002, in March 2002, so going on 11 years now.
What advice would you give to someone wanting to become a pharmacist?
You have to be committed to the patient population. It's something you want to have good communication skills. You want to have a desire to make an impact. We are one of the few professions in the healthcare field that offers medical advice that is free. There's multiple areas of pharmacy. We're in a retail establishment, but there's also 2 hospital pharmacists, acute care pharmacists, ambulatory care, and multitudes. It goes on and on. But it depends on, you have to have a strong commitment to the profession. I think a lot of folks have the wrong idea of what it is, but you have to have the ability to multitask. You have to also have the ability to retain knowledge and update your knowledge regularly as well, because it involves new medications and so forth.
Well, that's all I have right now.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Very welcome. Appreciate you. Thank you for letting me be a part of the process.
Thank you. Back to you, Devin and Morgan.
I think that is such an important piece to our show, as a lot of us will be heading off to college into the career of our choice.
So true. You can never be too prepared when preparing for your future.
Such a great piece. Thanks, Maddie.
Absolutely. Now, moving on to a more lighter segment that we like to call History with Jeremy.
The youngest person to ever receive the Medal of Honor was young Willie Johnston at age 11. During a retreat in the Civil War, his fellow soldiers dropped all their gear as he kept drumming during the retreat. America!
Thanks, Jeremy. He really loves America.
Oh, absolutely. It seems that every time we watch that segment, we come out a bit more knowledgeable.
Now we're going to move on to another interview with one of our proud faculty members, Mrs. Lori Burkett.
Out to you, Emily.
Thank you, Morgan and Devin. Hi, I'm here with Lori Burkett, a 4th grade teacher at Zons Corner Middle School.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm fine.
Where did you graduate from high school?
I graduated from Piketon High School,
Where did you graduate from college?
Rio Grande.
Okay. What made you want to pursue a career in education?
I had 2 older sisters that were teachers, and I thought it was a good thing to do, and so I got into it. And then I really, really got into it and enjoyed it, and so here I am, 20-some years later. But if I tell you how many, then that kind of messes up how old the children think I am, so if you have to.
How are your group of kids this year?
This is my very first year of teaching one subject and trading 5 times, and our day just goes shoo. So it's kind of exciting and wow, and I don't know the kids like I did when I had you guys, and they were self-contained.
You don't spend enough time with them?
No, I don't. I constantly want to beg Mr. Bloomfield, more time, please, more time.
What do you expect from your kids this year?
Because I am teaching science and it is a non-tested area, we're kind of working towards the 5th grade test, so their expectations are kind of high. But they've come here not doing experiments and things, and so I'm the cool class for right now because they get to do stuff. We'll see how long that lasts.
How many years have you been teaching here at Piketon?
23, but that still messes up how old I say I am too, so shh.
How has teaching changed since your first year?
A lot. Technology has played a big role in that. Children have changed too, because a lot of kids don't, like when I first started, they didn't have all these cool little DSs or iPhones or computers at home, and now they do, and so you kind of have to up your game to keep them occupied and wanting to learn and do stuff.
What do you enjoy most about teaching 4th grade?
The children, and for the most part I'm taller than them, but not all of them. There's a couple this year that I told they should sleep with bricks on their heads.
I think that's all I have today.
Yay!
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thanks, Emily. It's always great to hear from teachers we've had in the past.
We love getting positive feedback from them and hearing what's going on in their classrooms now.
Absolutely. Now we're going to take you out to a special report with Lauren Hopkins in the field. She'll be interviewing Mr. Dave Seif.
Lauren?
Thanks, Devin and Morgan. I'm here with Dave Seif. How are you today, Dave?
I'm good, thank you.
When did you graduate from high school?
1967.
What college did you graduate
I
from?
went to Ohio State undergrad and then Ohio Northern Law School.
What made you choose this profession?
I had a friend that was taking the law school entrance exam, and I'd taken a business law course that quarter, and he talked me into taking the test with him.
Guess that works. Was it hard transitioning from such a small high school to a big college?
Yes, especially to Ohio State.
What was your biggest struggle with it?
The size and the lecture halls on television as opposed to live professors.
Mm-hmm. While you were in high school, did you plan on being in the law profession, or did you have another idea?
I really had no major direction.
Mm-hmm. What advice would you give to someone trying to pursue a career in law?
Today, I probably would discourage it. The law schools are graduating too many attorneys, and the ones that are not in the top 10% of their class are struggling financially, and the ones that are in the top 10% of their class get a good job, but it's mandated that they have to bill 2,000 hours a year. And believe me, you don't get that kind of production working 40 hours a week. Probably averages 60 to most guys.
So it's a big difference. That's all I have for now. Thank you for your time, Dave. And back to you, Devin and Morgan.
It's great to see Piketon alumni being successful out in the real world.
It really gives us a ray of hope, plus a goal to shoot for.
I have to agree. Now we're going to go out to our sports reporter, Aaliyah Pelfrey.
Out to you, Aaliyah.
At this year's Meet the Team, we introduced the cheerleaders, football players, and the Rockin' Red Streaks. First, we have our varsity cheerleading squad. We have 3 seniors, Taylor Harper, Shauna Pollitt, and Kristen Robarge. The captain this year is Taylor Harper, accompanied by co-captain Shauna Pollitt. And next, we introduced our football team with 6 seniors, Jeremy Farmer, Sean Collier, Johnny Bivens, Chase Jones, Michael Sparkman, and Daniel Farmer. Last was our wonderful Rockin' Red Streaks. They always bring great enthusiasm to the field. They always know how to get the crowd rockin'. And now I have the chance to sit down and have an interview with our head football coach, Tyler Goggin.
So, Coach Goggin, what are your expectations for this season?
Expectations, we want to get better each and every day, each and every practice. And at the end of the year, be playing our best football. That's always our goal at the end of the year, being where we need to be and playing our best football of the season.
Okay, has it been a hard transition from this year to last year?
I wouldn't say hard. It's been a lot more teaching, a lot more learning this year with the new faces we have. They're a hardworking, they listen bunch of kids, but it's been different. I wouldn't say it's been difficult.
Okay, what is your football philosophy?
My philosophy probably had to go back to our 3 do's of Piketon football. Sometimes we hear these. I start out with Pee Wee at the little Pee Wee camp, telling these kids, and hopefully by the end they still know them. Do right, do your best, and do have fun. We try to live by that. Everything we do, on the field, off the field, we try to do the right thing. Same thing with do your best. We try to do our best on the practice field, in the classroom. Of course, football is supposed to be played for fun, so we try to have fun with it as well.
Okay, and then one word describe your football team.
Probably one word would have to be tenacity. We're a bunch that probably a lot of people don't know their names, as far as, man, I've never heard of this kid or that kid, but these kids play with enthusiasm. They get after it on the practice field, on the game field. They never quit. They just keep going.
Okay, and the last question, who is your toughest opponent?
Toughest opponent, I'll give a politically correct answer, and that is whoever we're playing the next week would be our toughest opponent. Anyone we play on each Friday, we have to be ready to go. So whoever our next opponent is, that's going to be our toughest opponent.
And Coach Goyen, what kind of day is it?
Oh, it's a great day to be a Piketon Red Streak.
And now here's a few short clips from the Piketon and Waverly game. The Red Streaks came out very strong in the first half of the game. We had the first touchdown of the game made by Ethan Fremder. It was in the second quarter, with extra point by Chase Jones. Even though the Red Streaks came out in the second half with a hard-fought battle, it still wasn't enough to come out with a victory. The final score of the game was 14-7, with the Waverly Tigers taking the win. But either way, I'm still proud to be a Piketon Red Streak.
Great sports report from Aaliyah.
Absolutely. Well, it looks like that just about wraps our show up for today.
Very informative show that we had this week. We'd like to thank all of you for watching.
I'd have to agree. Hey, thanks for tuning in. And remember, for all you out there in the valley, keep it classy.
And always remember, it is a great day to be a Piketon Red Streak.